Hello there. So yeah, man, it's Daniel here, and today was interesting. It was really fun, man. I did three presentations the same day. Three presentations, man. So yeah, I know. Like I was faster because I was doing the follow-ups, but like what I really believe was more kind of luck because I had a lot of fresher leads, and there are like a bunch of new leads that I haven't contacted yet. I couldn't get hold of. And man, there's you know like of course like now it's faster and like I'm getting like I'm understanding better and like Mr. P is here as well, as you can see very clearly. Look at this dog, man. Nah, and like to do the presentations is being more fluid because you know you get more information about the things, and like since I'm recording everything, I have the closing part as well. And of course, like during the closing, they talk about stuff that I don't talk during the presentation, and with that, my understanding about the product like increases. Therefore, I become more assertive when I'm talking about the product. You know, "Mm, look at this dog, so cute. Mm." So I become more assertive about the product, you know, and so because of that, I just bring more conviction, and I can like just you know do the presentation with my like using my own style, which is more straight to the point. I just realized that I go really straight to the point, real. But like not without like skipping parts, Um, and yeah, man, like I've been dining on and like what I realize is that people are starting to notice, you know, like I think it was like in the morning because I got lucky. I'm not gonna lie, I got lucky, but I dialed during the weekend like just like 26 times. It's nothing like on Saturday. And then I got a follow up, and the guy was like, "Can you do that? Can you do the call now?" I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it." And then I do it, and then like after the call, I think I had one more. I don't know if I think that yeah that was in the morning. They were like discussing, like the supervisor were like, "Yeah, guys, like the older guys, like they're not even like older like in terms of being in the on the offer, but like they're like 3 months in, 5 months, 6 months in, and like the supervisor was like, man, like like you're not done, like what's happening, what's happening, like you're not booking, the appointments, like what's happening, and they were like, yeah, and I don't blame them because I know why, they're not booking. First, like the main thing is that they're most likely not putting the volume because she pointed that out before. So they're not putting the volume. But like even if they're putting the volume, the way they're doing the thing, like their openers and like just the opener. Like I think that's the main thing. Like the opener, like and like now I started like being more thorough when it comes to talking with them. Because it's like, oh, do you have a discipline availability right now? And like, that doesn't work. So I have to remind them of the reason, like why, and also like, no, what did you see on the ad that caught your attention, or to look into this further? And they're like, yeah, yeah, no, because of that. And they're like, how come? Like, do you travel? Like, and then it ends up a very light discovery. And I say, okay, no. So the next step would be for me to explain how it works and like to see if this would even be a good fit for you and your family. Uh, would you like to have that conversation? Like I'm not doing like this. That's the thing. I have to be more like and like get their email. Like send their email. Like send the invitation link to their email. You know. Uh, but like still like because of the follow because I built like some messages follow up messages, getting the thing of Jeremy, NPQ style kind of, and sending that to them, doing the follow ups and like with the spreadsheet, especially because I have the no shows and then I and just follow the process, follow the process, and yeah, like that was really fun. I had one in the morning, like I did the whole thing, so it was good for me to see it. The second one, like the guy was a spy, and also like it wasn't like he was like a guy like a prospect with real intentions to buy. He was just like looking around, but it still like was good for me because he knows the shit. Like he knows his shit. He knows how it works. So like I had to present that to him. So like it's different. And like he did a very pointed questions. I didn't know how to answer those questions. Fuck it. But my supervisor, she knows, and she answered him. And then I was like, oh. I was like, now I have more again. I have more understanding about the offer. Therefore, I become more assertive. I just become more assertive. You know. And then what else? And then there's one like, and like this time like I just like again I was kind of lucky because fresh lead. She was kind of excited and like I did a quick discovery with her and she said yeah no 3 p.m. I'm gonna be there and like 3 p.m. she wasn't there. But then like for the first time she said she reached back and she was like yeah can you do it now? I was like oh fuck yeah like, and then I was like fuck yeah let's do it. Let's fucking do it. And then I did, you know, and I was tired. I was tired. And then there was one more that I booked for, no, like for 7, but like the guy didn't show. I dialed him twice. I booked him and then I dialed him again. I think he got pissed. Anyway, fuck him. That bitch. But it's working, of course. There's a lot of things that can improve, and but it's little by little. Yeah, man, that's it. Let's keep moving forward and let's conquer. Bye.